Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
No more talk of the California sunshine
No more talk of beautiful weather.
here. Actually, we're not in Misty Rapids anymore.
No,
Thornwood's a little more pleasant, isn't it?
Yes. Let's take a look at the map. Speaking of these things. Okay. That's not where you are anymore. There you are. So, you've got time to kill here. Is there anything in particular you would like to do while you kill time?
I am researching, well, I don't know, designing this water clock, at least on paper. I think for spell learn, actually, I'd like to chat with Randall. I don't know if we need to role play this out, but just under the guise of sharing spells.
You have his spell books, though. You have all.
Oh, yeah,
I
I don't share him that. Oh, I do have his spell. Like, there's no point even in chatting. I will show, like, meet with him at least once. I'll show him Dimension Door.
Mm-hmm.
And Lemon. Where did I get Lemon's tiny hat? That was his. I don't show him Lemon's tiny hat. But I will show him Dimension Door. And I don't think he has third level or fourth level spells, so he'll probably likely be impressed by this. Mm-hmm. I'll explain to him how it works and talk to him about using extra dimensional space. And I'll show. I've got my deep pockets. And
he tells you about a spell he's working on that will turn lead into gold.
I will actually. That's freaking cool.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just a week away.
The Countess will be very pleased.
5 weeks away, maybe 5 months away. It's close now. I've been working on this spell since I was a young boy, and I think it's just within my grasp. Lead into gold. It'll solve the financial problems of the whole kingdom.
Wow, fascinating. I will tell him with my forays into researching water breathing, and I'll tell him the anecdote of, I don't know, learning water breathing to go through the. Oh, actually, I don't think I do want to share that.
You're not going to share it with your wizard friend?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I wasn't sure how it would go over. I think I got through talking about water breathing, and then I guess I try to gauge his reaction up to this point. Like if he's piecing two and two together.
Yes, water breathing. How
empathizing with me. I was like, I used it to survive the Mother Ullman, our priestess's barbaric purification rituals. Literally drowning. She literally drowns people she doesn't like.
Oh. Well, I don't know if you are familiar with the reputation Misty Rapids has around here, but we like to say Misty Rapids is one crazy person removed from being Cauldron.
Yes, that's every single person that comes in. They don't get a drowning. These ones just get a splash of holy water and a.
Have you ever visited Cauldron?
I have not been that far west. Is it?
If you think Mother Ullman is barbaric, you should meet the Baron of Cauldron, Baron Steamhouse.
I hear he steams his enemies alive.
Boils them, yes.
Boils,
the geyser that is the basis of Cauldron. He has a clever crane mechanism, puts people in wooden cages, and has them hanging over a geyser which erupts every half hour or so, and just sits there. There's a tavern built nearby with a large deck for people to get a view of the boilings. They're town affairs.
As was my drowning.
Wow.
It might have been a little too impressive. These impressionable peasants. Ah, well.
Education is the key to independence. And the uneducated masses will always be swayed easily by things they do not understand.
Speaking of education, has the quality of the library improved since banishing Lady Redshield? I believe it came out that she had been stealing books and hiding them away.
Yes.
How goes the said acquisition?
Poorly.
Really?
Well, former Lady Redshield was actually the one funding the entire library operation, and with her house dissolved, it looks like the library might be sold off.
Oh my. Well, better get working on that lead to gold spell.
Right.
I offer you my sympathy. I dare say it's even harder to find something good to read in Misty Rapids than here in Thornwood.
Well, if you figure out this former Lady Redshield issue, maybe you would be a supporter of the arts. 20,000 in land is quite a profit.
Isn't 10,000 the
10,000 in land is quite the profit.
Like there's land that goes along with it? That's news to me. I don't think
it is
I
land.
asked.
It's 10,000 in land. It's not cash.
Oh, it's not cash. It's you get a plot of land.
Which 10,000 in land equals like 2,500 a year in tax revenue from villages.
Okay.
So
I think if Lady Redshield comes down or goes down, that using that reward to support the artistic endeavors she abandoned would be a fine use of the reward money.
To be more specific about the reward money, you literally you get the villages that she used to own, which is 10 villages, which brings in about...
Yeah, that's actually news to Georg. I think he had only heard like 10,000 GP reward and assumed that meant 10,000 gold cash, which would have been way better than land. And is it title or just literally land? You just become a landowner, not a lord. Not a landlord, just a...
You know, if you're a peasant, you'll probably get some sort of title to be in order that you can own the land, because you can't own the land unless you're a knight or a noble.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be some, gray area in there. Anywho.
Most interesting.
We can skip ahead as far as you want. When do you want to skip till?
I would like to ask around if I can get a feeling for what the Rainwood is like. If it's a place that I would want to spend a few days before the wedding at, if it sounds just like a horrible podunk town that I should just show up day of the party, or sorry, not wedding, whatever party it is.
Right. So you can look at the maps and estates and figure out where the town this party is. It's not actually held in Rainwood proper. It is an estate in one of the villages outlying Rainwood.
So at some point I speak with someone who tells me where the...
Yeah. So if you're looking at the map, it's actually
Waverly's?
right up here.
Wait, is that what the house's name is?
Windlin.
I am the worst.
Okay.
Windlin.
This is roughly where the estate is that I'm pinging.
Okay. So across the river.
Right.
Okay. There's some decent spells actually in Ramdal's spellbook that I'll probably will be working on. One unseen servant or light first. Let's start working on unseen servant.
Okay, that's first level spell.
Yeah, how many first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 4 more first level spell slots before I would start to...
Okay. Well, you fail unseen servant in 2 days.
I think that's the first spell failure that I've had. After that, I'll start learning light. And I want to leave... So it looks like I can get... Like, 1 Phantom Steed should get me to Rainwood, correct?
Let me see. Thornwood to Rainwood.
Is this to scale? Yeah, so I should be... Or at least most of the way. I don't know if I'll ride into town on a Phantom Steed.
Right, so if you go along the river, it is like 20-ish miles.
Mm-hmm. So do I have any idea?
Windy, and there's not a road, so your movement rate gets considerably slowed when there's not a road to follow. And I think it's actually like cut in half if you're going through the wilds. So 20 miles would normally take you 2 days on foot. You can do it in a day on your Phantom Steed.
Okay.
You want to learn light?
Yeah, I don't know if I have time though, because I want to. Well, I guess it'll take a day to get there, so I'll arrive the day before.
Well, you have 2 weeks, so you've got plenty of time.
Okay.
2 days pass, and you also failed light.
Really?
Yep.
These are the first 2 spell fails I've had, I think.
It's about time.
What is? So what's the story with Rainwood? It's a small town.
Right,
It's like is the. Do I get any weird rumors like I did about Cauldron about them burning people alive or boiling people alive?
There's no rumors about boiling people alive.
And particularly these Waverleys. The house. Not Waverly.
Gwendolyn.
I refuse to remember these names until I learn to get a heraldry proficiency.
So
may never
Thornwood,
happen.
I'm sorry, not Thornwood. Rainwood is actually a fairly large town. Of the 4 provinces in Green County, Thornwood, Cauldron, Misty Rapids, and Rainwood, is the second largest. It has the most villages, second most villages after Cauldron, and it has a population equal to Thornwood. It has more villages in its possession than Thornwood does, and is actually the richest of the 3 baronies. Thornwood, the county, is of course more wealthy, but
it covers more land, right? It's like the country, right?
Yes.
These are like big farms and estates and whatnot.
Yes, it's kind of
Like
tucked
out there.
away
I mean,
from all of the things. So there's not a lot of commerce up there, but in terms of just like raw resources, they have a lot at their disposal.
It's really interesting. So
There's 52 villages in the baronies area, and 4,900 people that live in Rainwood proper.
Am I able to get any sort of impression of what this event is? Like, do I still have no idea? All I know is that there's something going on the full moon that Red Shield was invited to.
Yep.
Like no one at least. I probably would have only talked to like the court, and probably just Lady Castillion's court.
No, none of them know anything about this. It's not been a publicly announced party.
And none
no
of
one
them got
knows anyone that's been
invitations.
invited.
Okay. And none of them got invitations.
Nope. But it's
and,
not unusual for a noble house to like have a party and just invite their friends, or their family. Parties happen all the time.
Does anyone have any? I mean, it's just some small house that none of them had really interacted with.
Yeah, the Gwendolyn house is pretty minor. They own a little bit of land.
Okay. I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm thinking to just head up to Rainwood actually and spend like a week there gathering information. But that's what I was trying to gauge. Like, who is the Lord of Rainwood? Is he likely to accept a wandering wizard into his town, or is that going to be something that's?
Well, you are Baron
cause a stir.
Song's court wizard. You're not just some wandering wizard, so he will accept you. Absolutely.
I don't know that I want to announce myself. I guess I. We'll see. Like, I don't know that I'll announce myself as such.
Okay.
But if,
Baroness of Rainwood is in her early 30s. She's known to be quite small of stature, but extraordinarily fierce.
feared or fierce?
Fierce.
Fierce.
Yes.
I think I'll shut the door. I think chat was saying it's loud.
Occasionally, you
Ryan's
hear a car
airfield.
drive past.
There's a parking lot out there. My lovely parking lot view. Okay. And Rainwood itself? Did I get any impression? Would I have been able to ask Randall if he likes Rainwood?
He says it smells like cows.
Very well. Yeah, I think after I fail to learn those 2 spells, I'll probably just plan to hit the road. Like if nothing comes up in Thornwood in the meantime, I think I will resume travel. I'll send a letter to Lord Song with a magic mouth. So by letter, I'm actually, can I buy wax and I don't know if I even need a ring. I'll just want like black wax.
Sure.
Does that even cost anything?
Well,
Or
count
what
it
does
as
it
your
cost?
monthly expenses.
Okay. All right. So I will write on a scroll of parchment. Actually, I'll just draw on a scroll of parchment my best interpretation of the sigil of House Song of the coiled serpent.
Okay.
Hopefully, reminding him to say the code word for my magic mouth spell, Copperhead.
Right.
But he may forget, and he may just have this useless magic mouth paper sitting in his room. And then the spell it'll be me, and I'll be saying, traveling north to Rainwood in pursuit of Red Shield. Oh, I guess how many words do I have? Jake. But he doesn't need to know. 25 words or less. That's 25 words or less, right? Yeah. Heading north to Rainwood in pursuit of Red Shield. Red Shield counts as one word. Will return after full moon.
Okay, that's plenty. That's
How many words?
That's 13.
So lucky number 13. I'll send it as is. It could have been in the complete sentences or in a more conversational tone, but you know what? It's magic.
Okay.
And I seal it up, and I seal it with a bit of black wax, but I don't put a sigil into it. Like, I think I just melt it on. Do you need to press it with something? Or
No,
does
you
it?
could just melt it on. It's fine.
Okay. The pressing it just, it doesn't decrease. I mean, it's still a perfectly valid seal. It just has no.
Right. Because the wax is very sticky, so it sticks to the paper. The pressing just puts an image of it. You don't need to stick it to it.
Okay. I was wondering if I needed to use a dagger blade. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I want to identify Demon Eye. So at some point in my hotel room, I'll lock myself in there. I will have cast a wizard. Oh no, I won't cast a wizard lock. Oh, do I cast a wizard lock? Do I not cast?
The bear cave?
What?
You're gonna wizard
Awesome.
lock them in their cow.
No, I'll leave word that I'm not to be disturbed for 36 hours. And yeah.
Okay.
And I will do my identify. So I'll purify, stay up all night, purify the dagger and the amulet. I haven't leveled up since
Nope.
the amulet, so it really is just for Demon Eye. Remember Greller? I told him I'd check out his curse for him, and I totally forgot until it was passed on to me. So I'll use my last pearl. I probably need to go fetch some wine and an owl feather. Unless I have that on. I don't have that written down. So I go buy some wine and an owl feather.
Okay. So one thing you notice while you are preparing all of this is as it gets dark and you're preparing this, you've got the blade, or you've got the knife out on the table. I'm sure you are very careful not to.
I do not wield said knife. I do not equip it.
Right, you're
I'm
careful
aware that
never
it is-
to.
I'm aware that it is cursed. So I probably don't. I probably don't handle it directly. I probably handle it through cloth or whatever. I mean, I have a spellcraft.
Hold it with sticks or something, you know.
Yeah, that's probably actually what I do.
In the process of getting the blade out from the sheath, and as the sun goes down, you notice that the blade has a very dim pulse of red light that is unnoticeable in the daylight, and you can only tell by the night that it's pulsing.
Do I feel anything from it?
No. It has a hilt and guard that are colored black, and a steel blade that pulses.
I would also like to prepare the unicorn horn. I don't know if that counts as a magic item, but if it does, I will try identifying it.
Okay, cool. So, 36 hours, and
For scale, how big is the unicorn horn? I know that's a bit of a tangent, but like I think it does D12 damage. Okay, so it's like the length of a short sword.
yeah, definitely.
But it does D12 damage when it's strapped to a unicorn's head. So it's
Right,
like
because it's
like
got
a
like
lamp.
a full horse's head of power behind it, which is way
Yeah.
more than a human arm.
Yeah. But I'm thinking if it could be turned into a blade, with or at least a decorative blade. I would put a hilt on it and turn it into a fancy
No, it's like rounded. It would be weird, like
like
maybe
a spear.
maybe on a spear. Yeah. So,
In any case.
what is your chance to learn something about these items, and in which order would you like to go?
It's 10% per level, so 70%. And I will. That would be a good use for a soul. I don't think I have a soul though. Nope. No souls.
You could go get one.
Full spell charges. I don't. I'm not. I'm an opportunistic soul harvester. I could go get 1,500 souls if I really had a use for them. It's just greedy to get a 10% chance bonus.
Yeah, but it's one peasant. Who cares?
It's mostly metagaming here, just from the time. I don't want to waste like 10 minutes walking out and kidnapping some peasant. And I'd rather do other things with my D&D session.
That's fair. That's fair. Might be nice to always have one stored, though.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Hey, I'm improving. At least I have full stats now and a couple of spells tucked away.
You're finally high enough level that you're not relying on the amulet to get you through day-to-day life.
All right, so identify. I use my last pearl.
Okay. So, which do you want to do first?
70%. Let's do Demon Eye first.
Okay. You get a reading from Demon Eye. You get the reading that it is cursed. Whoever wields or wears this item, it is bound to them and will appear in their hands whenever they are in combat, which is a vague notion.
That hardly sounds a curse. I would like to probe deeper.
Okay. You understand that this weapon has a negative impact on your fighting abilities.
Oh.
Yes. A penalty to hit and damage.
Is it the only weapon you can use in combat, kind of, or do you just have to have it in your hand?
No, it will automatically appear in your primary hand.
Okay. When I saw Greller fight, do I like have flashbacks of him always having this in his right hand? I think I remember that, him having it in his right hand while he was using like a bastard sword in his left or something crazy.
Maybe you thought he was left-handed,
Yeah, I thought that.
but instead he was literally cursed to fight with a demon eye in his right hand while he used.
God, if I
Bastard sword
had lifted
offhanded.
that curse before the Shimera fight, I
Yeah.
didn't realize this was even happening. So
Huge penalties to attack.
yeah,
Yeah.
remove curse. Remove curse does not remove the curse. Blah blah blah.
It'll allow you to remove the item from you. The curse remains.
What about a dispel magic? Is that what it takes?
No, it takes a remove curse to be able to rid yourself of the item.
There's no way to just. I mean, there's no way to
Oh,
remove.
from a dispel?
There's no way to like remove the curse permanently and make this a useful blade. Like it's just a useless.
I think so.
Yeah. I will. I mean, I've got 7 instances. Let's make sure I do. Can I bounce back and forth? Can I do one on the unicorn horn and then come back?
Sure.
Let's see if I can even get anything from the unicorn horn.
Oh, I just want to read the dispel magic for a moment.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Remove spells and spell-like effects from creatures or objects. Disrupts the casting or use of these in an area of effect. Destroys magical potions.
I think it just temporarily disables magic items, right?
Yeah. This spell renders the item non-operational for D4 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Spell magic would be a good spell to have.
Yeah. So I guess maybe a Dispel Magic would also... No, I think for cursed items, Dispel Magic doesn't dispel the curse. Anyway, the Unicorn Horn. You get back a null reading.
As in, it's not magical.
Yeah, as it's not affected by Identify.
Okay. Not that I failed, as in like it's not relevant. There is magic though within Unicorn's Horn. It says so in the monster's manual.
Yes,
but
there is
it
great
could be
magic.
some kind of magic. I mean, it's like fairy magic or some shit. Maybe not under the jurisdiction of my wizardly powers.
Yeah, something like that. What next?
Well, I'll go back to Demon Eye, I guess, and burn the rest of the spells. But that's because he's all that upgrade. So I have 4 more, if whatever properties.
You get that the blade pulses red in the dark.
Zero
Next.
function other than it just pulses red.
Yeah. Pulses
That's a
red.
spell. That is like a deliberate design decision. That shit doesn't happen automatically in 2e.
Nope,
I
nope.
would have had to like invent a spell that causes a blade to pulse red, cast it upon the dagger. I guess it was just part of this.
It was probably like a cantrip that they cast on it.
Yeah. And I guess you only do 1 permanency for the whole magic item, so.
And you said 70% chance to learn?
Mm-hmm.
You fail after that point.
Okay. And then I'll wrap it up and proceed to go into a coma for 24 hours.
Okay. You wake up on Saturday. The party is in 1 week. Well, it's the next Saturday, so a week and a day.
Yeah. I'll recover myself and prepare to hit the road. Is permanency the one that ages you, or permanency is the one that... Or wait, no, it's enchanting an item.
Reduces con.
Really? That's only if you cast it on your... My understanding was that's if you cast it on... Or there's a percentage chance if you make an item versus if you... Yeah, this is a tangent, and I think we've discussed it before, so we can...
We'll come back to it later.
Not relevant. Come back to it in another 10 levels or whatever. So I'm going to prepare to head north to Rainwood. Yep. I have my spells all picked out, I believe. But just to double check. Reduce, Detect Magic, Color Spray, Feather Fall, Burning Hands, Deep Pockets, Displace Self, Magic Mouth, which I cast and I will replace with Knock. Conceal Alignment, Blink, Phantom Steed, Lightning Bolt, Lemon's Tiny Hut, and Dimension Door. Only 1 Dimension Door. That other 4th level spell slot is being used for a Tiny Hut, or maybe a Lightning Bolt.
Which one?
What's that?
Which one is it being used?
It doesn't matter, right?
Oh.
It's a 3rd level spell slot. Right, you don't get any benefit to using higher level spell slots like you would in 5th edition. And at some point during that day, I'm going to Phantom Steed up and head east out of Thornwood.
Okay, so where are you going today?
I think I'm going to make it most of the way to Rainwood.
You can make it all the way to Rainwood today. On your
Okay, so
horse.
I'm going to cross the river and then just hug the rushing river, and follow it all the way north to Rainwood.
Yes. Let's show everyone what the map is.
So I believe there's a bridge crossing, right? As well as I think there is a small trail that.
There is a small trail that leads north.
I think when I first I think I came to a sign that like said Rainwood this way, Thornwood that way.
Yes.
And I went with Thornwood.
Yes. There's a very small trail.
On the far side of the river?
Correct.
Okay.
And you take the road.
Yeah.
It takes you a while to get to Rainwood. You pass many villages and estates once you kind of get out of that big forested area.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I should roll for random encounters first.
Oh.
I love me some random encounters. You run into none of them, unfortunately.
And any animals would probably get scared away by my phantom steed.
Correct.
It would shun me. So I don't know how far I make it.
Well, you do ride past the village in which the estate is.
Oh, how do I make that connection? Or it was described to me?
When you were poking around, you were shown what the estate, where the village is, and you like pointed it out on a map. And as you ride past, you see like the banners of the.
Did you say it was somewhere like here?
Yeah, right over there.
Okay.
You see the banners of the Wendelin family flying from the keep, the estate there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can ride on to Rainwood. There are many, many villages that you pass. They're all kind of podunk towns. You see plenty of poor knights' homes that are, kind of keeps, so like fortified houses, really, and villages and people, and you get looks and people. What the hell is that riding past here? I never seen a horse like that before.
Yeah, they don't even hear it make a sound.
Right, but eventually you get to Rainwood, which is a kind of a sprawling dung heap. The roads are not paved; they're all dirt. The people are still mostly farmers, even in the town. There's like a nice big section of farmland surrounding the town proper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
you couldn't have made that in a day on a regular horse, could you?
No. I think that there's that path that goes up by the river, but it's kind of a shitty path. And
so were there like taverns along the way? Like how would you even travel normally from Thornwood to Rainwood? I guess if you pushed a horse, you could do it in one day, right?
Maybe.
If you need to like send a message or something. Or is
it's
it
like
just
27 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Your horse can.
A normal horse can go like that's at like half move. Like 27, I think you'd have to be. I think a riding horse would probably have to be pushed.
Yeah, but so you're moving at like half rate through the woods and everything off. So maybe a dedicated rider could get there in a day, probably without too much issue. But if you want to be transporting goods along that road, it's going to be a lot slower going, and you're going to want to stop in one of the villages. And
yeah,
there's no taverns or inns in these villages, so you're going to be like sleeping in someone's barn or sleeping under your cart or whatever. It's a bitch to travel back and forth, and so there's not actually all that much travel. It usually comes in the forms of like long caravans because the Soggy Hills and Thornwood Forest are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. What about the land that I traveled through today? Didn't seem that dangerous.
No, it didn't seem dangerous today.
Sorry, I got a package. Give me like 5 seconds.
Yeah. He didn't mute his mic. We can hear everything, so I'm going to mute his mic for him, so we don't hear Ryan's package delivery, because that would be rude. So where are we? Yes, we will be getting to Rainwood. Well, I guess we are in Rainwood. And we have a party coming up in a week. Which, well, I'll hold my tongue. But if you're interested in how these things happen, we plan Dicing with Death on stream all the time. So, Ryan's back. I've unmuted his microphone.
Nope, sorry, was there a lot of confusion?
No, I just didn't want people to hear about your package delivery in case you were buying dildos again.
Who knows? It's an Amazon box. Could be anything inside that package.
That's what she said. But yes, you're in Rainwood, and it's all...
Yeah.
It smells like cows.
Yeah. Is the weather reasonable? It's not actually raining in Rainwood. Okay. I guess I seek out an inn and set up some kind of accommodation for the week.
Done.
Get the lay of the land. What's the name of said inn? Or right.
The inn that you come across, the like the nice looking inn in town, is
Jesus Christ, Red Resistance. I mean, don't click. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, chat.
It's called Riverview Inn.
Riverview.
Riverview Inn.
Do you not have a
No.
document made up for Rainwood?
Correct.
Were you not expecting me to be here?
Nope.
Well, we're just about done with the hour, so perfect timing.
Okay.
So I'll get a week at the, or whatever, set up. Yeah, tell them that Art Carl's come to town. I actually don't know that I introduced myself yet, but I will buy an inn room.
Okay.
And the plan is to get the lay of the land and start listening around for rumors. I may pull some sneaky wraith formy things to like get information, maybe some mind reading.
Well, that sounds like we should actually explore that properly rather than.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's. Yeah,
I think that's probably something
unless
for
there's
another
anything
time.
happening in Rainwood when I show up, or I pick up any. If there's anything you'd like to share.
No, there's nothing that you pick up when you first enter.
Sounds like Mr. GM needs to prep Rainwood.
Yeah.
Tune in live, twitch.tv/Koibu.
We will be doing Dicing with Death planning probably next Tuesday. I like to plan it the day before, so it's still fresh in my mind.
Whatever you say.
So if that's actually going to be it for today.
Yeah, I guess we can do experience.
Yes. What did we do that was experience worthy today? Let's see. You discovered the truth about Baron Song's death.
Yes.
That whole thing is worth a chunk of change.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I don't know if I should count spell levels. Well,
You did learn 2 spells.
I learned I researched water breathing,
Right.
and I learned Lemon's Tiny Hut.
You get a bigger experience bonus for researching spells, I believe. Don't you?
I don't know. Consult the DMG.
Spells successfully researched. 500 experience per spell level.
Nice. That's 1,500 experience.
Hey, plus 1,500. Water breathing is 3rd level.
Yeah.
That's 300.
It's the other way around, but sure. Like I learned Lemon's Tiny Hut and researched water breathing.
Oh, got it.
And did I have to pay extra money?
For
researching water breathing.
I thought you paid it up front. No?
I'll buy that. I don't know.
I thought we covered
It's a range, and it's 300 to it's 100 to 1,000 per spell level. I don't know what I paid up front.
I think you ended up paying up front a big chunk of change.
Yeah. Okay.
Um.
And then
Let's see.
I cast a bunch of spells, but none of them really to overcome foes.
Well, you did overcome drowning.
Yeah, so I get 150 or whatever for water breathing, casting water breathing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that was quite an obstacle.
I'm going to give you, let's see, a good chunk of 500 experience for diffusing that situation with Mother Ulman, and maybe another 250 for your following. You know, another 500 for the following.
The cult.
Pretty big deal.
Accidental cult.
Yeah.
Did you already give experience for discovering the truth about Baron Song?
Yeah.
What about the Kel Crystal? Like, did you fold that in the same deal?
Yeah, it's all the same.
Okay. I think that's it. Discovery experience for Rainwood. Is that a thing?
Yeah, new location. Let's give you 200 experience.
I don't know that I get that experience until you actually have fleshed out a location to explore.
Well, it's all the same. Doesn't matter. So total experience, including 10%, is 4,565.
All right. You said 4,500. Wait,
65. 4,565.
Yeah. Bringing me to a grand total 78,515, 78,000, out of a total of 90,000.
You're getting a little close.
Creeping up on it. Yep.
Okay. So that's it for today's Dicing with Death. We will see you next week. Same Dicing with Death time, same Dicing with Death place.
I think we can plan on next Wednesday.
Fantastic. And let's just hope we get all the VODs out before next week, because I think the YouTube is a week behind because our mod who's cutting VODs has been busy and didn't get to cut all the Dicing with Death VODs. So I might actually have to do that manually for some problems. Cool. So, that's it. Ryan, any shout-outs? Any things that you need to inform the world about?
Thank you for watching, and don't gaze into the abyss until you're ready. Leave that to your cult leader.
If you guys want to stick around after this, we will be doing something related to Dungeons and Dragons, or we will be playing Attila Total War. But that's that. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.